Hello there, it's Coach Review here. I'm going to be talking about my top 10 roller coasters by Bolliger and Mabillard, B&M, as most people call them. And I went on a lot of coasters by B&M, to be exact, 42 roller coasters by Bolliger and Mabillard. Which, of course, B&M is a Swiss company, and have made a lot of great roller coasters around the world, mainly in the US and Europe. So now let's talk about which ones I think are the best, in, of course, my opinion. So number 10 I have is Silver Bullet, Knott's Berry Farm. I think Silver Bullet at Knott's Berry Farm is one of the best B&M inverts. Like, I see a lot of people saying, it's for Swiss, or, something along those lines. I don't think that. I think Silver Bullet is a very phenomenal roller coaster that has a intense vertical loop, good very intense corkscrews, great finale. Cobra Roll is pretty strong, very unique ride, I have to say, which B&M does not do very much. Number 9 is Benchy at Kings Island. Benchy is a B&M inverted roller coaster, the same type of Silver Bullet, made by B&M, and it was made in 2014, which is the second most recent B&M coaster B&M invert in the world. And overall, the ride is very good, I would say. Gets strong forces. I don't think there was much of a rattle. I did not get the best ride I could on it, just because we were able to get one ride on it, and we got middle-ish row. So that is a bummer, but still, the ride I got was phenomenal. And you guys should watch my top 10 best B&M invert video after, of course, you watch this. Number 8 is Diamondback at Kings Island, another Kings Island coaster. Diamondback is a very good B&M hyper. It is in the upper echelon, to say the least, of B&M hypers, in my opinion. Of course, you guys can disagree, but I think the ride is still very good, and gives a lot of airtime, tons of airtime, actually. Decently intense when it wants to be, and is overall a very good roller coaster, which is in my top 25. Number 7 is Orion at Kings Island. Yeah, now a roll of the Kings Island roller coasters. Anyways, Orion is B&M's newest Giga Coaster. Hopefully not their last. Orion overall is a very good roller coaster with a great first drop. Of course, it's 289 feet actually, but it's 300-foot drop. And Orion is a phenomenal roller coaster, with its combination of elements being pretty decent, with a pretty cool wave turn, in my opinion. Its turnaround elements pretty decent. Speed hill gives some good airtime. Its giant airtime hill gives decent floater. The Orion belt is pretty decent, pretty good with positive G's. And that will dip before going up into the break run was good also, which I'm kind of surprised it was. But, anyways, let's get to number 6. Mako. Mako at SeaWorld Orlando gives so much airtime, which I think it is the best B&M hyper, spoiler alert. And it combines all the airtime you would ever want, floater airtime specifically. So, it could be a little bit better, but still. Mako has tons of floater airtime, 5-second floater hill, of course. And the second half of the ride is still pretty decent, it's more scenic, but it doesn't get as good forces, but, you can't really match. You can't, no B&M hyper second half can ever go and be better than its first half. That isn't, Silver Star, according to a lot of people, at least. So, yeah. Number 5 is Leviathan at Canada's Wonderland in Vaughan, Ontario, Canada. Leviathan is a B&M Giga coaster, similar to Orion, but it's the first B&M Giga. And it opened, of course, in 2012. And overall, it's a very good ride. Gets some good airtime. Overall, a very what I feel like a complete ride. People say, well, it could be a lot longer. Yeah, it could be, I guess. But it's still a great roller coaster. And, and without doubt, a staple of Canada's Wonderland and Canadian coasters in general. So number 4 is Montu at Busch Gardens Tampa, in Tampa Bay, Florida, of course. Montu, in my opinion, is the best B&M invert, which is a phenomenal ride. It uses trenches very well. It's overall very intense. I would say it doesn't have too many dead spots. I guess it has like one little dead spot. Otherwise, it's full force intensity, which of course I love with roller coasters. I really do like intensity on my B&Ms, which you will see in the next few spots. Overall, Montu has a lot of very good moments on this ride, with like battling the second vertical loop, and the finale with the final corkscrew. So yeah, let's get to number 3, The Incredible Hulk at Universal's Islands of Adventure. I think this ride is great. The launch is very intense. The OG roll is really good. The Cobra roll and loop combination is one of the strong, like one of my favorite intense moments on a roller coaster, with me graying out, of course, for a pretty sustained amount of time. So yeah, and the rest of the ride kind of falling off a little bit, but not really. Like, that corkscrew, the quick transition kind of is, good. But I think after the mid-course, it kind of does fall off. But still phenomenal ride, of course. Number 2 is the last coaster that we'll be talking about in Florida. Kumba at Busch Gardens, Tampa. Kumba, with it, for the last, 3 years, since I've become an enthusiast, I said, yeah, Montu's 100 times better than Kumba. I don't know what you were talking about. Kumba being better than Montu. I changed that script in, was it November? Somewhere around there. Which, I went on Kumba for, I went on night rides before it. These night rides were just different. They were so incredibly intense. Of course, it goes down the drop. The vertical loop is really intense. The dive loop, I got airtime going up into the dive loop, pretty decent airtime. Then got slammed down in my feet, and then I immediately go right out, right after. Getting, a little bit of airtime, basically. The Cobra roll made me go right out. The rest of the ride, after the mid-course brake run, phenomenal too. The corkscrew was ripping through the corkscrew. Ripped through the second corkscrew also, and then ripped through the rest of the way out with the helix. And probably the fastest I felt a roller coaster go, in my opinion. But number 1, it still can't top it. Fury 325 at Carowinds. Of course, Fury 325 is the best B&M Giga so far, and has a lot of very phenomenal elements. It, of course, its drop feels endless. It's, with every element's good, at least. The turn, the turn after the drop, phenomenal. It's not super intense, but the sense of speed you feel on Fury 325 is just phenomenal, and I cannot understate or overstate, I don't know, how good Fury 325's sense of speed is. And overall, the ride is one of the best rides I've went on, and it is in my top 15. So, yeah, overall, this is my top 10 B&M coasters. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and put down in the comments below what you think about my list. Before I see you guys in the next video. Peace.